Are you tired of your teammates just refusing to flash for you? Well, maybe it's time to learn a few self flashes to give yourself an advantage while you're solo queuing. So when it comes to Mirage, by far my favorite self flash to throw is by going right here into this bench corner and doing a simple right click jump throw at this red dot along the jump up. That's going to end up popping on the other side of the window, not blinding you. And if you combine that with a little bit of movement, you can jump up here and eviscerate anyone standing in this position, and at the same time, it'll also full blind anyone all the way up into this corner. So depending on how you peek this, you can really take advantage of it and impress your friends. So another super cool flash you can throw for Mirage, I learned from Louis CS2. So shout out to the man himself, but essentially what you're going to do is as you're running up from Underpass, you're going to do a nice little run, throw, and release at this dark spot along the bench. So you're just going to go running up here, aim here, and release. And that flash is going to land all the way up here, and it is going to blind anyone up here in top con. But that's not really the main purpose of this flash. The main purpose of it is to allow you to take fights up here into con, while also blinding anyone up here on cat, or if they're up here towards window. It cuts pretty much all of your danger positions at once to where you can just kind of run up and take a very quick fight into connector while not having to worry about getting immediately traded from all of these close positions. Now, moving on to Inferno, one of my favorite ways to peek out into mid on CT is by going into this corner right here and doing a simple left click throw along the right side of this lamp. That flash is going to end up landing on the opposite side of this wall, not blinding you, but it is going to completely erase all of these positions out here in mid without much time to react at all, especially if they're pretty far back. They're not going to hear this thing coming, and they're not going to have much time to react. Now, another extremely effective flash for CT Inferno is the classic coffins flash. You're just going to get stuck right here into this corner and do a right-click jump throw at the bottom of this plank. That's going to go on the other side of the coffin here, not blinding you, but destroying anyone out here, or if they're up close here on pool. It's actually very difficult for them to dodge, as you can see, without much time to react whatsoever. Now, the other part about this, while they'll see this one for a lot longer, generally they're hyper fixated on clearing out these angles right here, and generally they won't even see this thing coming, giving you a very easy peek where you can just go right here, right click, jump throw it, and just peek right out and take these fights. Now, I know I talk a lot about tips and tricks to enhance your skills in-game, but I rarely talk about how much peripherals can help out. That's why I chose to team up with Clout over other sites, since you can earn XP through their games and contests and can redeem some pretty incredible stuff. Clout offers different minigames like the grid, weekly challenges, and their pick'em format that are all completely free to play. Whether you win or lose, you're going to earn XP and can then use that XP to redeem prizes such as personalized banners, focus fuel, secret lab chairs, gaming mice, and much, much more. To make it even better, I've teamed up with Clout to release 3 of my favorite skins, including the Glock Vogue that's been featured in many of my videos and thumbnails. And hey, all of this is going to be available on their marketplace between October 11th and the 31st, and all you have to do is sign up, earn XP, and purchase prizes on their marketplace, again, all for free. If you want to take home one of these skins, make sure you go ahead and get all signed up before they go away. And thanks again to Clout for sponsoring this video, links in the description. Now, let's jump back into the lineups, starting with Dust 2. Now, after making this jump on Xbox, sometimes it's difficult to actually pop up here and take the fight because someone may just be holding for you. So a way that I like to get that person off the angle, or at least make them turn, is by going alongside this wall here, crouching and aiming at this little circle. I'll then stand up and do a right-click jump throw, and that flash is going to end up landing on the opposite side of the sledge, and it's not going to full blind you, meaning you can just come up here, throw this thing, combine a little bit of movement, and you can peek right up as this thing is blooming to where you're not going to be full white, but this guy's going to either be turned around completely or reading Braille. Now, if you just can't rely on your teammates to flash you out long, as you're running through the doors, you can do a right-click jump throw while you're running at this little circle. So you're just basically going to go like this, do a right-click jump throw, it's going to pop right here, you turn from it, peek out, and you have someone blinded if they're holding this corner. And they don't really have much time to react from this at all. Or hey, maybe if you smoked off corner or you're just more worried about pit, you can go into this corner right here and do a simple jump throw at the top left corner of this box. That's going to bank right off the backside here, and it's going to full blind anyone in this pit position, again, without much time to react whatsoever. They generally won't even see it. They may hear it, but they're probably not going to expect that. Now, I've shown this flash off before, but it's just so good I can't stop talking about it. If you ever need to retake A, there's just a lot of different angles you're going to have to worry about. So going right here into this position and doing a simple left click throw at this guy's knee is going to make it a lot easier when all of these positions are completely full blinded at the exact same time. Now, on the flip side of that, whenever you're moving through HUT here, we'll notice how many angles there are that are an immediate threat as you're peeking out. So a great way to deal with most of these is to go into this corner right here, where you're completely safe, and you're gonna do a simple left-click throw at the top left screw of this little panel. Now that's gonna go on the left side here, and that's gonna full blind anyone up in rafters or here on back sight. But what that isn't gonna do, it's not gonna blind this guy or anyone behind second vent or this close position here. So before I move out, I will always start with this flash, but I'll do a run, throw, and release at this position here where these little wires or pipes go into here. I'm gonna do a nice little run, throw, and release. It's gonna go on the right side here, also not blinding me, and it's going to erase all of these angles right here, as you can see, without any issue at all. To me, the most effective self-flash on Vertigo is from right here in the CT side of mid. You can be jiggling here, and once you make contact or spot someone pushing up, you can fall back into this little corner and do a right-click jump throw at this cross right here in the wall. That is going to end up landing right here. It's not going to blind you as you're peeking, but it is going to fully nuke all of these positions. It's such an easy flash for you to peek with, and they almost never see this thing coming. They have no time to react to it whatsoever. I get so many free kills off this, and you will too, I guarantee it. Now, one of my favorite flashes that I was taught from a Discord user of mine named Checkmate, if you go right here into this corner, you can do a jump throw with a flashbang right here at this little bracket. Now, if you hold D while you do that, you'll end up popping up on top of the sandbag and able to peek with this and catch a bunch of full blind enemies right here. This is not going to blind you because it lands on the other side of this wall, but to anyone back here, they have almost no time to react to this whatsoever. Any mid player on Anubis knows it's kind of a death sentence to just peek out into bridge. So instead of dry peeking, just go right here into this corner and do a simple jump throw at this dark spot along the frame of the door. That flash is going to end up popping right here and destroying anyone back here without hardly any time to react whatsoever. They may hear it, but in the chaos of a mid push, they're probably going to eat this thing and get destroyed. It's always a pretty tricky situation to be stuck behind Tetris here on backside B. So if you get stuck into this corner, you can do a jump throw, a simple left click jump throw at the top of this orange triangle for that flash to land up here, and it's not going to blind you at all. You can peek with this thing as it's popping or whatever, and you're just going to have very free fights onto enemies that are either having to turn or eat the flash. So previously, I used to always say, if you're jiggling donut and you actually spot an enemy, you can go right here into the middle of this pillar and do a simple jump throw at the end of this crack to where that flash is going to pop straight down and completely blind anyone moving up. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the fact that if you peek on the left side, well, there are certain angles that's not going to blind at all. So recently, I saw one of Nard Out Here's viewers submitted to his channel a very awesome alternative to that flash. So if you're jiggling, you spot someone, you just come right here along the right side of this pillar, and you're going to do a jump throw down at the bottom middle of this red sign where it intersects with this yellow pole. That flash is going to end up going all the way over here after a jump throw, and it's going to full blind both of these positions, but it's not going to blind you at all, and they don't have all that much time to react to this thing. Now, if you're wanting to rush cave early round, one really cool flash that my friend Wraith taught me was if you run up along here and you go right over this area where the shadow makes a point, you're going to aim right up where this line intersects with the door frame. And you're going to do a nice little run, throw, and release. That flash isn't going to blind you. You can peek with it and take a very early and aggressive fight on anyone inside of cave. And the best part about it is just the fact that your teammates aren't going to complain about getting blinded by this. You can throw it for yourself and just take this at a very fast pace. Alright, so those were 14 solo flashes that you can use to impress your friends or teammates in solo queue. If you enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to support me, go ahead and click that Clout link down in the description, and I also want to give a special thanks to all the channel members on screen right now. You guys help me to do what I love doing every single day, so thank you so much.